do it very quickly. We're going to discuss on the diagrams, figure out how the diagrams are drawn, and then go ahead. Okay. So my voice is audible to people on Zoom, people on WhatsApp. Is my voice audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Question number 10 says two poles of equal heights are standing opposite each other on of equal heights. Okay. Two poles are there. They are of equal height. They are standing on opposite to each other on either side of a road. The road length they have given, road ka width they have given. This is the road. Okay. There is AB is one pole and BC is another, CD is another pole, and they are standing on either side of a road which is 80-meter wide. Okay. From a point between them on the road, it's not exactly between them, somewhere in between, because if it was exactly between, these two angles would have been same. It's not exactly between them. So from a point somewhere in between them. Okay. The angles of elevation of the pole, let's call this point P. The angles of elevation of the poles are 60 and 30 degrees respectively. So one of the poles which is closer obviously will be 60 degrees, and the pole which is farther away will be 30 degrees. Okay. Find the height of the poles and the distance of the point from the poles. Okay. How many of us were able to do it? Can I get a quick check? Raise of hands. If you were able to do it. I'm seeing Bindu Nishchai is okay. Bindu, you want to lead this up and finish, lead this and make this happen? Yeah?
Yes, sir.
Tell me, Bindu.
So, should I describe the diagram?
No, that's okay. We'll skip that part. Everyone, diagram description is up to you. AB and CD are the pole. BD is the width of the road. Okay. All right. AB and CD are of equal height. That's also another thing to be noted. All right. Continue, Bindu.
So we can use the tan formula and solve it. So in triangle CPD, tan theta is equals to opposite by adjacent. So we'll write tan 30 degrees is equals to.
Go ahead.
CD by PD.
CD by PD, okay.
Then tan 30 is 1 by root 3, sir. Is equals to CD by PD, sir.
Okay.
Then if we do cross multiplication, we'll get CD is equals to so is there CD is equals to
PD by root 3. Okay.
Yes, sir. We can mark it as equation 1, sir.
Fantastic.
And in triangle AEB. Yes, sir.
Tan 60 is equal to AB by BP.
Tan 60 is root 3 is equals to AB by BP. So we'll again do cross multiplication. So we'll get AB is equals to root 3 into BP. We'll mark it as equation 2.
Okay.
Then so from equation 1 and 2 we'll get C.
Yeah, equation 1 and 2 basically CD and AB are also equal. That's what you're doing, right? Next.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is, you can write this as CD is equal to root 3 BP. Yeah, since, is this what you want to do next?
Yes, sir.
Okay, since AB is equal to CD. Okay, what happens then?
So then so BD is equals to
BD is equal to
BP plus PD.
Okay.
So we know BD is equals to 80 meters. We'll write 80 is equals to BP plus PD. Then 80 is equals to BP plus 3 PD. So we got root 3 over there.
Okay, so basically you're changing it in terms of CD or AB.
Yes,
So you
sir.
want to make this one as, instead of this, you should write this as √3 CD is equal to PD. Take this as equation number, take this one as equation number 1. No need of taking this one. Here also you write this one as AB by √3 is equal to BP. Yeah. Not BB. Wait. We need AB only. Yeah, this one is fine. AB is equal to root. No. AB is equal to √3 BP. You need BP. Yeah. So BP is equal to AB by √3 is equal to BP. So this is equation number 2. So you write this as BP. You write as BP is what? AB by √3 from here, and PD is what? Plus √3 CD. Okay. Basically, AB and CD both are H. Okay, let AB and CD both are H. So I'm going to substitute that. AT is equal to H by √3 plus √3H. Is this fine, Bindu? Bindu, am I doing it correctly as per how you've done, or am I skipping something here? Bindu, hello.
So I did not took height as H, sir.
Okay, you wrote root AB by √3 and √3 AB. Is that what you're writing?
Yes,
What did you
sir.
write? In place of H, you are writing AB. No, this is AB. This is also AB. Or this is CD. That is also CD. Correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. Tulsi, can you do it after here? AT is equal to H 1 by √3 plus √3. AT is equal to H into 1 plus √3 by √3. No, 1 plus √3. No, 1 plus 3 by √3. Bindu, are these steps there in your notebook? Bindu? Is my answer correct, guys?
Sir, yes, sir. Then after that, even after solving that with √3, sir, I got H equals to 34.64 meters, sir.
Correct. So what's the issue here?
No, sir. You only asked to solve, no, sir. Like not to keep with root, but to
Yeah.
solve.
That is correct. Okay. So is this answer correct then, Tulsi?
Yes, sir.
Find the height of the poles and the distance between the poles. How to find, Tulsi? Distance between the poles. See, distance between the poles is PD plus BP. No, PD plus BP. PB plus BD. So BD is the distance between poles. It's PB plus PD. PB is what? It is PB is here √3H plus PD is what? H by √3. PD is H. Sorry, ulta. PB is BP is H by √3. H by √3 plus √3H from here. That's equal to plus 20 √3 by √3 plus √3 into √3 into 20. This goes off as 20 plus 3 into 20. That's equal to 80 meter. Wait, why are we finding this? Why am I
Sir, they
finding
have asked, sir, to
distance?
find the distance.
Oh, sorry. You don't have to find this. Sorry, this is already given 80 meter. You have to find the B. You have to find BP separately and PD separately. Okay. BP separately. That is equal to what? BP is AB by √3. So H by √3 is equal to 20 √3 by √3. That is equal to 20 meter. If this is 20 meter, then this will be 60 meter. Are we good, anyone? Who all asked question number 10? Are we clear here? Dinesh Dikshit, G.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. You want to take a screenshot? Take it in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Moving on. Yeah. Question number 12. From the top of a 10-meter high building, the angle of elevation of the top of a cable tower. There's a 7-meter high building. This is question number 10 we're doing. Okay. There's a 7-meter high building. Not really high. 7-meter high building, maybe 2 floors. There's a building here. Let AV be the building. Okay. 7-meter high. Okay. There's a top of a cable tower and the angle of depression of its floor. So there's a cable tower here. Okay. You don't have to draw it like this. You can just draw it like this. Okay. So the top of a cable tower is elevated at, there is elevation for the top of the cable tower and depression of its foot. So top of the cable tower, let CD be equal to the cable tower. CD be the cable tower. Okay. So CD is my cable tower. I'm not going to, let's write this. CD is the cable tower. Okay. So this is 60 degree. This is horizontal. This is 60 degree. Okay. And the angle of depression of its foot, this one, angle of depression of its foot. Now you see here the horizontal is this, and my line of sight when I'm standing at top of the building and looking at the foot is this. So this is my 45 degree. No, this is my 45 degree. Yeah. This is 45 degree. Okay. This is 45 degree. Now we know this height is 7 meter. You have to find the height of the tower. It's a very easy question if you have got the diagram. This is also 7 meter. From this 7 meter, you will get this, let's call this AP, you will get. From AP, you will get CP. From once you get CP, you add that to 7. Any questions? Any questions here? Is the diagram clear for everyone? Are there any questions in understanding the diagram here? Please take a minute to observe the diagram if you are feeling any confusion. Let's see if we can clarify it right now. This is 7 meter. Okay. This AB is my tower. I'm standing on top of the tower. I'm looking up. When I look up to the top of the cable tower, sorry, this is my building. AB is my building. I'm standing at top of the building. I'm looking up. I see the top of the cable tower. I see that at 60 degree. Okay. Then I look down. I see the bottom of the cable tower. I see the foot of the cable tower. That is at 45 degree. Both of these are with respect to the same horizontal because I'm standing at the same point. I'll draw a line parallel to the ground. This line is parallel to the ground. Now, from here, this thing is 45 degree down and this thing is 60 degrees up. Okay. I have this distance as 7. I put this also as 7 meter. I will use triangle APD and triangle APC to solve. Can I get a fistify in the chat box if you can do it or not? Riza, you were one of the people who asked this doubt, right?
Yes, sir. 5, sir.
Okay. Everyone else was probably clear with this. Deepak, how about you? You were also having this down?
Please.
Okay, I'm going to move on, rubbing this in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Now, next question. Let's read the question number 13 here. As observed from a 75 meter, this is a very, okay, no problem. 75 meter high lighthouse. So there is a lighthouse. Okay. AB is the lighthouse. Its height is 75 meter. Okay. Dikshit, you okay with this? 75 meter high lighthouse. Lighthouse is at the end of a shore. So there are 2 ships which are exactly behind one another on the same side. Why this sentence is important? Because these are collinear. Let's this be P, let this be Q. Okay. So the first ship is at P, the second ship is at Q. That's what they're trying to tell, so that you don't think of it as a plane, you think of it as a line. It's not somewhere in different points, so that you end up making the diagram. That's why the first ship is at P, the next ship, that is Q, is exactly behind P. So when you look from the tower, when you turn this side and look, okay, you will see, first you will see P, and right behind it you will see Q. Okay, so what will happen? B, P, and Q will come on the same line. What I said just now, is that making sense for people? Can I get a thumbs up if this is making sense for people here? Yeah. If it's not making sense, can you unmute and tell me if you're not understanding what I'm saying? One ship is exactly behind the other on the same side of a lighthouse. Is this making sense for you or not? Can I get a thumbs up? I got only 2 thumbs up so far. Are people lost? G, it's not making sense to you. Dilruba, Deepak, is it making sense for you? Nishchay, what about you? Shripriya? So when you are standing like in class, if if G turns back, he will first see Nishchay, and then behind that, at the end of the class, he'll say Dikshit, right? That's the usual way when you sit. Now this is B, where is G's position. Okay, Hemant G is sitting here. This is Nishchay's position. This is Dikshit's position. That's what we mean by saying one ship is exactly behind the other on the same side of the lighthouse. Okay, find the distance between the ships, you're saying. Both Dikshit and Nishchay have dropped off. Fantastic. Find the distance between the ships, it is saying. Okay, we know this height. It's saying the angle of depression of the 2 ships. So first ship, I'm looking like this, right? First ship, I'm looking like this. The angle of depression will be found with respect to the horizontal. This is my horizontal. So my angle of depression is 45 degree. Whichever is closer, that angle of depression will be more. So this is 45 degree. Okay, which means this angle will also end up being 45 degree. Why will it end up being 45 degree? Because these 2 lines are parallel. This line L and this line BP are parallel. So the it's alternate interior angles formed here. Okay, the next ship is at Q. I look at Q from A. This is my line of sight. My horizontal is again the same L. My horizontal is again the same L. So the angle here is 30 degrees. The further ship is 30 degree here. So my angle here also becomes 30 degrees because of alternate interior angles. I have 2 triangles. I have triangle ABP. You find BP by using tan 45 degree. BP by you use tan 45 degree and you find BP. Sorry, it will be AB by BP. Find BP. You find you use triangle ABQ. You have triangle ABQ. Triangle ABQ. You use tan 30 degree and you find BQ. Once you have find BQ and you have find BP, you can subtract both of them to find PQ. How are you feeling about this question? Can I get a fist to 5 in the chat box, please? Can I get a fist to 5 in the chat box, please? How are you feeling about this question now? All those people who were confused, it's important that you respond. Nishchay, you were confused. I think only Nishchay asked 13, right? But nonetheless, Tulsi, I think you also asked 13, no? No. But can you just respond? How are you feeling?
14, sir.
Okay, this is clear for you, Tulsi? This one?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Moving on in 10 seconds. If you want to take a snap, you can do it right now. Only Abhi is remaining on the call here. Have Mansa and Manisha joined?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Mansa has not joined. Okay. Moving on in 10. In 5. 3, 2, 1. Chalo. We're moving on to question number 14. Okay. Question number 14. A 1.2 meter tall girl. So there is a girl. She has a height. Okay. There is a girl. Oh, this one diagram also they have given. So if they have given the diagram, we can use it. But let's try to draw it without seeing the diagram. Okay. And there's a girl. She has a height. Okay. The girl's height is 1.2 meter. All right. Let A, B be the girl. Her height is 1.2 meter. Okay. Spots a balloon moving in the wind. So the balloon is at a height of 88.2 meter. That's quite high. And nonetheless, we'll just do an approximate diagram. So there's a, let the balloon be here at P. Okay. The height is 88.2 meter. Okay, this whole thing is 88.2 meter. All right, the balloon is moving, it's saying. Okay, fine. The balloon is flowing, but it's flowing at a constant height. It's not reducing its height or going up or down. Okay, it's just going sideways, because otherwise it would have been written. So the balloon, this px, okay, the balloon is moving at a height of 88.2 meter. The angle of elevation of the balloon from the eyes of the girl at any instant is 60 degree. At any instant should have not been there. It should have been at some instant. Okay, which means at some time the angle was 60 degree. Okay, so the girl is looking at the balloon. The balloon is at P. The girl sees the angle of 60 degree here with respect to the horizontal, obviously. Okay, now after some time the balloon has moved, so the angle of elevation reduces to 30 degree. What does this mean? Definitely the balloon has moved. The girl has not moved, because it's not told about the girl moving, or maybe the girl has moved, we don't know. But no, the girl is not moved. It says distance traveled by the balloon, so we'll assume that the girl is not moved. Okay, so if angle reduces, if this angle has to reduce, it will become smaller like this. So the angle will become somewhat like this, right? 30 degree here, right? People following what I'm doing here? The angle has reduced, which means the balloon has moved, which is the balloon has moved like this, but the angle has reduced like this. Okay, so my same height in the same height I'll keep, but I'll take a point Q here where the balloon has reached. People, are you following what I'm saying here? Can I get a fist if I in the chat box right now? So my balloon is at the same height Q here, same height, okay, but the angle has reduced, which means this angle has become 30 degree now. The girl has not moved. All right, that's what we are talking about here. Okay, so what we basically, so this whole thing was 88.2, which means frankly we have to take these two triangles, AP, let's call this M, and let's call this N. Okay, so we have triangle AMP and triangle ANQ. Okay, these are the two triangles that we'll be using. What we just need to note here is this particular height will be how much? How much will this be, Dinesh? QN. Also PM will be how much? Dinesh? Dinesh is not here. Nishchay, can you tell me?
Sir, PX minus MX.
How much will that come to be?
87.
87. It's basically 88.2 minus 1.2. Okay. This full height is 88.2 till here. Okay. Till here the height is 88.2. But the girl is already 1.2 meters high. Okay. The girl is already this high. So you're going to minus that from that. So you're getting 87. That's the distance which you're going to use. You already have this as 87. If you have this as 87 meter, which line segment will help us find how much distance the balloon has traveled? Which line segment will help us find how much distance the balloon has traveled? I'm going to hear it from Riza. Riza, which line segment will help us tell how much?
Sir, MN.
MN or XY also, but XY you won't be able to find. You need the exact triangle, so you need to be exactly in the triangle. So this MN will help you find. How will you find MN? How will you find MN? Tulsi, can you tell how will you find MN? Tulsi?
Sir, sir, AN minus AM can find MN, sir.
Okay. Will you be able to find AN and AM? These two will you be able to find?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Your doubt is clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Where were you stuck? Where were you stuck, Tulsi? Can you tell me? Which part was troubling?
Sir, here only, sir. with that balloon distance it was moving, no sir. So I got confused whether I should find the length of a whole AN or from only the point from P to Q. There little confusion was happening.
This is good now. You're clear now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The balloon has moved from P to Q. The distance is same as Mn. The distance is same as xy. You're going to take the triangle, so you'll easily find Mn. Okay. You good?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Here it is 87. So you'll be able to find using this 30 degree. Here also it's 87. You'll be able to use this 60 degree and find here. Okay.
Yes,
You want
sir.
to take a snap? I'll give you a minute if you want to take a snap. Take 10 seconds if you guys want to take a snap.
Done, sir.
Right. So you didn't subtract the girl height. Oh, Dilruba, that is important to subtract because otherwise it would have not been given. Or it's comparable, no? 88 to 1 meter. We can still think of the ratio. It's not like the sun or the moon, which is really, really far off. The girl's height is still comparable. It's significant, and also it's been mentioned. So we need to subtract that. Okay, Dilruba? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right. Yeah. Anyone else? Okay. We'll move ahead now. So all our doubts are good here. How are we feeling about? Sorry. Anyhow, let's continue. We will go to the next question. We'll do question 15 and 16 today in class. Okay. Before we go back to touch on trigonometric identities a little bit. Okay. Question number 15 is a little bit interesting because it does not use distance directly. Instead, question number 16 uses speed. Okay. And again, we know speed ka one formula only, which keeps on coming back to us chapter after chapter. That is speed equal to distance by time. That's what we will end up using here also. Okay. And it's also asking the answer in terms of time. It's not asking the answer in terms of distance also. Okay. Or speed. And then we also do question number 16, which is a simple proof, but it's a simple thing to do, but let's do it together. Okay. So question number 15, a straight highway leads to a foot of a tower. So there we have our diagram already in the making. A straight highway leads to a foot of a tower. Let AB be my tower. Okay. A man standing at the top of the tower, that means the man is standing here at A, observes a car at an angle of depression of 30 degrees. Which is approaching the foot of the tower with uniform speed. So you all guys already know about acceleration, right? You guys already know about, are familiar with speed and acceleration. When I say uniform speed, means if it is 5 meters per second, it will be 5 meters per second throughout. Okay, every second it is covering 5 meters only. It's not changing. Okay, that's uniform speed, right? I'm not getting into the science, into the physics part of it. Just to recap, yeah. So it means so that's a helpful thing here, because then if it keeps changing, then we can't really figure this out unless we know the acceleration. Okay, but it's a simple thing. We just have to depend on speed or velocity equal to distance by time. In this case, velocity equal to displacement by time also works because it's a straight line. Okay, straight highway. Now this is my highway. Okay, let this thing here, XB is my highway. Okay, now XB is my straight highway. It is going directly to the foot of the tower. Okay, very interesting highway that is. All right. Now somewhere there is a car here at point C. Okay, C is the initial position of the car. All right. When the car was at C, what did the man notice? The man looking down upon the car, the man is at A, okay? The man looking down upon the car noticed that the angle of depression is 30 degrees. So this is my angle of depression here. It's 30 degrees that man is noticing, okay? Obviously, this means this angle will also be 30 degrees. Immediately you draw it. You don't have to write the steps and all for this. I mean, you can just directly mark 30 degrees, or you can write a step like, because these two lines are parallel and this is alternating these angles. That's also a good step to write. Okay. Now this car after 6 seconds, okay, 6 seconds later, so it is approaching the tower, approaching the foot of the tower. So the car is going from C towards B, okay, approaching the foot of the tower. So it's going closer to B, which means it has reached somewhere here, D, okay. D is the final position of the car. You can not final position, but right position of the car 6 seconds later. Okay, maybe that makes more sense. Position of the car after 6 seconds. Okay, so the car has reached D. When it is at D, what's special about this position? The angle of depression is 60 degree. Okay, so I'm gonna mark it here. This is my angle of depression. This full thing is my angle of depression. It's 60 degrees. Okay, same horizontal, obviously. Man has not moved, so this becomes 60 degree. Okay. Now the important thing to note here is CD took the car 6 seconds to travel. Okay, 6 seconds it took the car to travel. Let's not write it like that. Okay, let's write the car took 6 seconds to cover the distance CD. Okay, and the question is asking us to find, I'm writing this here because it's important to understand that more clearly, how much time the car will take to cover which distance? To cover which distance? Can people quickly type it in the chat box privately to me? It's asking, find the time taken by the car to reach at the foot of the tower from this point. Which distance are we talking about? Riza and Nisha have got it. Waiting for others. Riza and Nisha have got it. Waiting for others. What is it exactly asking? Find the time taken. So which distance are we waiting for the car to cover now? Deepak has got it. Okay, I'll wait for people to think. Okay, give you 30 seconds to think. Which distance ka time is it asking? Which distance ka time is it asking? Manisha has got it. Tulsi has, you've got an incorrect answer, Tulsi. I want you to focus on the words of the entire sentence, okay? Where is the car now? And what do you mean by this point? Which point are we talking about here, okay? Read it once again, Tulsi. Let's see if we're able to practice, okay? Bindu has got it. Bindu, no, you've not got it correctly. Bindu, we already know that CD, it took 6 seconds, duh. We already know CD is 6 seconds. MG, it cannot be 1 point, no? It has to cover a distance. Can you tell me which line segment it has to cover? Tulsi, you're right now. Dilruba, you're absolutely right. No, Bindu. We don't know if it is equal or not. Why are you saying by 2? I don't know. I am not convinced by your answer. G, you are right. Okay. Let's everyone take a breath. Okay. I'm going to read the question once again, and I want you to follow how I am trying to understand this English. Okay. A straight highway leads to a foot of a tower. A man standing at top of a tower observed the car at an angle of depression of 30 degree, which is, so when I read angle of depression of 30 degree, so far the red part, I am here, okay, which is approaching the foot of the tower at a uniform speed. Okay, 6 seconds later, when I talk about 6 seconds later, the angle of the depression of the car is found to be 60 degree. Where has the car reached? The car has reached D. Okay, this is 6 seconds later. The car has reached D. Now when they say find the time taken by the car to reach the foot of the tower from this point, which point does it mean? From where do we start and where do we reach? Bindu. Where do we start and where do we reach? Where is the car now? The car is at the green point now. Okay, angle of depression, because they just told this 6 seconds later, the angle of depression of the car was 60 degree. So the car is here now. So this point means starting from what you just talked about. So that's this point from here to B. Okay. So that's why you have to find what you have to find is the time the car will take to cover the distance BD. Does this make sense, or am I being lost in explanation? So when I'm reading this, how I am understanding is, first the car was at C, then the car came to D after 6 seconds. Okay. Now the car is at D. Green one is where it is now. 6 seconds later, the car is found to be at 60 degree. Find the time taken by the car to reach the foot of the tower from this point. So that this point is D, the foot of the tower is B. Okay, Bindu, does this help?
Yes, sir.
Asghar, does this help you? Okay, so now I know that this is 6 seconds. That's all I know. Okay, I don't know any distance exactly here. Okay, I don't know any distance exactly here, right? So let's think about it. How do we proceed about it? Okay, take a minute to think, guys. I'll give you maybe 1 or 2 minutes to like spend time thinking about this question, and then we'll talk. Yeah. Resume now. Okay. Anyone has any thoughts which you would like to share? Nothing is given, Nishay is saying, which is very interesting, because one thing is given. They have given you, Nishay, that this distance is covered in 6 seconds. Okay, they have given you this, and they are also asking the answer in terms of time. Okay, so that's an important thing. Okay, but let us look at, suppose this was given to us in meter. Suppose it was given to us in distance. Okay, suppose this was some 10 meter, 50 meter, whatever. What would your approach have been, Nishchay, to find this distance? What would your approach have been? What would your approach have been? Is my question making sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, let's see. Manisha is raising her hands. Manisha, what would your approach have been?
Sir, I would take tan 60 degree AB by DB.
Okay. And would that
Sir,
be
then
enough? But you wouldn't have anything AB or DB here. What else would you take?
don't know, sir.
Hey, come on, this
Sir,
is one more thing only you will take, no? What else would you take? There are 2 triangles here. You took one triangle. What else would you take? You need to find.
I would take ACB in
You
that
take triangle ACB.
tan 30 degree.
Okay. There are 2 triangles. Both triangles you will use. But there is one thing which you will try to keep in both the tan or both the cos, sin, whatever trigonometric ratio you're using, you will definitely choose one thing in both. Which line segment is that? You'll try to keep that line segment in both of them.
Sir, AB.
Why are you taking AB in both? Why will
Sir,
you
it's
choose
common
AB
in both the triangles.
Because it is common in both triangles. Okay. Is this thought process clear for everyone? What Manisha said? Does everyone agree to Manisha that this would have been your process also? Can I get a agree? Yes, sir, I agree with this, or I would have done something different. This we are thinking in terms of distance. Okay, forget about time right now. If it was distance, we would have done this or not. Yeah. all of us, and that would have been our approach. We take two triangles. In both the triangles, that ratio which we are choosing, we'll be careful to keep the common side in both. Okay, so AB will try to keep in both. All right, that's what my approach is going to be right now also. Okay, only thing, I'll not be able to write the side length directly. I'll have to write it in terms of something. Okay, so let me just take AB as H for now. Okay, I don't know what it is not going to be like excellently useful, but let's take AB as H. Okay, so that we change everything in terms of H. Okay, and we'll see where it takes us. Okay, again, I will do the same thing which Manisha told me. Okay, that is, I'll do it. I'll just make a partition here. Okay, this is my diagram and thing. So here we have in triangle ABC, and another one which I have is in triangle ABD. Okay, what do I have? I have tan 30. I'm doing exactly what Manisha told me. Okay, tan 30 is equal to H by BC. Okay, and here I have tan 60 is equal to H by BD. Okay, let's see where it takes us. Okay, so 1 by root 3 is equal to H by BC. BC is equal to H by root 3. No, sorry. BC is equal to H into root 3. Okay, basically root 3H. Okay. Here root 3 is equal to H by BD, or BD is equal to H by root 3. Okay, we have got two things here. We have got this full thing as root 3H. We have got this thing as H by root 3. Okay. Now I'm thinking both of this in terms of H I have got. Okay. Can I also find CD in terms of H? What would your response be? Can I find CD in terms of H? Anyone? How will I do that? Riza, maybe you can help us here.
Sir, I was thinking like if we subtract, sir, like root 3H minus H by root 3, then we'll get in terms of H only, sir.
Perfect. Going good so far. Okay. So what I'm going to do, wait, let me move this a little down. Okay, what I'm going to do is to find CD. Why am I finding CD? It's important. Okay. Why am I finding CD in terms of H? Let's say, okay, this is, so CD is equal to BC minus BD. That's equal to root 3H minus H by root 3. Okay, I don't want to find like decimal and all. I'll just simplify this, make it a little common sense based. So H is here, bracket root 3 minus 1 by root 3. Many times this is happening, so maybe you should be really good in doing this so far. H into 3 minus 1 by root 3. That's equal to 2H by root 3. Okay, this is not my final answer, so I'm not going to convert, rationalize this and all. 2H by root 3 meters. Can I say that? Or whatever it is. CD is 2H by root 3. So what I have right now in my diagram, guys, be with me here. CD is 2H by root 3. Any problems so far? Any problems so far in what we have done? Tell me at a 5 where you are standing right now. At a 5 where you are standing, fist to 5 on what we have done so far. Okay, I want to check from everyone. Okay, the process that we have followed so far was exactly what Manisha would have done if we had given this as distance. Okay, she would have taken this triangle, and in both she would have taken this H, and she would have found BD and BC. Right? We found BD and BC, but we also found one extra step we did. We found CD also in terms of H. Why are we finding CD in terms of H? The question which we asked at the beginning right now, okay, is because this distance 2H by root 3, okay, I'm going to continue here, okay, CD distance was covered in 6 seconds. Okay, which means speed or velocity. Okay, whichever word you want to use, because it's on a straight line here, it does not matter. Okay, so I'll write velocity is uniform, right? It says uniform. What's the word the question uses? Uniform speed or velocity? Speed it uses. So let's use the word speed only. So the speed is equal to distance by time. So CD distance, this much distance was covered in 6 seconds, correct? So 2h by root 3 distance by time, correct? So 2h by root 3 distance, this much distance was covered in 6 seconds. I'm getting my speed from here. Okay, I'm getting my speed from here. So my speed is equal to 2h by root 3 into 1 by 6. This gets cancelled. Here you get a 3. So it is h by 3 root 3. H by 3 root 3. You can write it as meters per second, or even if you leave it, it's fine. Okay, finally, when you write the answer, you write the correct unit. But be careful what the unit is happening here. I guess it has become speed here. Okay, here if it was, let me write the units in green so that you're clear what's going on. This is meter, this is meters per second. Okay, right now this is my speed. Okay, how much distance we have to cover now? We have to cover distance BD, that is h by root 3, correct? We have this also in terms of h. Okay, so to find, okay, BD distance, to cover distance BD, what's my formula? My formula is speed is equal to distance by time. This will become time is equal to distance by speed. Are we okay with this? Are we okay with this conversion? Speed is equal to distance by time, time is equal to distance by speed. Okay, I'm just taking it ulta. To cover distance BD, my time will be equal to distance by speed. Okay, my distance is equal to BD now, and my speed is equal to h by root 3. Okay, BD I already have in terms of h, and that is why I changed this also to terms of h, so that finally I'll get speed in terms of h and everything will cancel out in the end. So my BD is equal to what? It is h by root 3, h by root 3, the whole divided by speed, which is h by 3 root 3. This gets cancelled. A lot of things get cancelled. Let me actually make it straight for you. So h by root 3 into 3 root 3 by h. Everything gets cancelled here. H and h, root 3 and root 3. You are left with 3 seconds. The time to cover BD is equal to 3 seconds. That's the time to reach foot of the tower is equal to 3 seconds. All right, guys. What we did now, you see, this was a little tricky here, but nonetheless, stay with it. We're going to recap the whole process once again. Okay. Can I get a check of first, like how you're feeling right now, and then I'll recap the whole process. Can I get a check of how you're feeling right now, and then I'll recap the whole process. So here, first, of course, the diagram, which all of you, I'm confident, will be able to draw now. Okay. After I drew the diagram, I started thinking, we all started thinking, now CD they have given, okay, they have given CD card time they have given. We thought, chalo, forget about time. If CD was given in terms of distance, what we would have done? We would have taken this big triangle we would have taken this small triangle, both ka we would have made sure that we take the common side in both the ratios we are taking. In both different triangles, we take two different ratios. We'll make sure that we'll take the common side there, so that we are able to do something in relation with both of them. Okay, from one we will find, put it in the other, and so on. So what we did, we took this as h, so that we'll use this h throughout. Okay, and we found BD also. We found BD also in terms of h, and CD or CB also in terms of h. We found this also in terms of h. We found this also in terms of h. Once we found both of this in terms of h, we were able to find CD also in terms of h. We were able to find what CD was the distance which the car has already taken 6 seconds to cover. That also we found in terms of h, which means we, so far good, so good. Everyone good till here? Okay, we did till here. We got CD in terms of h. Okay, once we got that, what we thought was, okay, now we have all distance in terms of h. Suppose h is 20, you can find all distance, no? Suppose h is 50, you can find all distances, no? Suppose the tower is 100 meters high, you can find all distances, no? Because all these three distances are in terms of h only, right? So whatever CD is, you put 20 in place of h, does not matter, 30 in place of h, does not matter. It is going to be covering at uniform speed, right? The car is covering at uniform speed. So what I'm thinking is, I'll find the speed. So I found the speed, distance by time. I know how to find the speed, distance by time. That is basically CD by time. Okay, this is CD by time. Okay, CD by 6. Let me write one more step here. CD by 6. Okay. So I found CD by 6 here. And that is what gave us, this is confusing. That is what gave us speed, that also in terms of h. Now I know speed, I know distance, I can find time. Speed, the next distance, that is BD, which I have to cover. I know that. I know speed, I can find the time. BD is h by root 3. Speed is this. I found it. Okay, guys. 55 in the chat box. How are you feeling about this question right now? 55 in the chat box. How are you feeling about this question right now? Can we get a check? ASAP. All right, guys, coming back to question number 16. Very simple, very funny question. Eyes on the board, please. Okay, give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. And can you see me? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me and see the board. See the board shared. Yeah. Dinesh, doesn't look like you're responding today in class at all. Bindu, Asghar, you can see me. All right, so let's read the question, all of us. Angles of elevation of top of a tower from 2 points, distance also they're given of both the points in the same straight line. Again, why they're saying same straight line, just like in the ship case, they told one behind the other, no? That's what. Okay, they're saying the angles of elevation are complementary. Okay, the two angles of elevation are complementary. They're saying prove that the height of the tower, they're asking prove that the height of the tower is 6 meters. They could have asked find the height of the tower also, but they've given you that. Let's draw a diagram. We'll see what happens. Okay, there's a tower, right? There's a tower here. Let AB be the tower. We don't know what the height is. Let tower of height h, let it be h. All right. So there is one. This is my ground level. Okay. In this ground level, there are 2 points. The first point, A, B. The first point C here. The second point D here. Okay. The first point is at a distance of 4 meters. The first point is at a distance of 4 meters. That's what's given. Okay. The second point is at a distance of 9 meters. The second point is at a distance of 9 meters. How do I know this? 2 points at a distance of 4 meters and 9 meters from the base of the tower. This is the base of the tower. Okay. So that's how we know that these 2 points are at this distance. From both of these points, there is a line of sight to the top of the tower, okay? And some angle is being formed. They're not telling us which angle. Some angle is being formed. They are just telling us that the angles are complementary. What does this mean? If the angles are complementary, what does this mean? Yes, Dikshit is very right. It means both the angles sum up to 90 degree. Okay. So if I were to write, so we'll write like this, okay. C and D are 2 points at just explaining the diagram here, at a distance of 4 meter and 9 meter from B respectively. Okay. All right. Now C and D are 2 points from the base of the tower at 4 meter and 9 meter respectively. Okay, this is a part of the explanation of the diagram. Now, if I were to take any one of them as any one of the angles as theta, let's take this as theta, what will this angle be? First person to respond privately in chat box. Privately in chat box gets points. If I'm taking this angle as theta, what will this angle be? It is complementary. So yes, Nishchay, you get 5 points here. It will be 90 minus theta. Okay. It will be 90 minus theta. Dilruba, कैसे पता तुमको 60 यार? 30 थोड़ी बोला है, theta बोला है. This we don't know what the angle is. This will be, but whatever theta is, since it is complementary, this angle will be 90 minus theta. Okay, are we clear with this, Dilruba? 60 कहाँ से आया पता नहीं मेरे को. Dilruba? Dilruba, this is not 30 da. Why are you taking this as 30? I said it is theta. Hello, Dilruba. We don't know what the angle is. हाँ क्या दिमाग थोड़ा सा ध्यान यहाँ पे ला दो. Okay, this is theta. We don't know what the angle is. It's theta. It can be, you want, you can write x. You can write this as 90 minus x. Okay, good with that, Dilruba? Yeah. So this gives us again, now we have, so finally what do we have to find? We have to find h, right? We have to find h. We know that h is 6 meter, it will come 6 meter, but we have to find to show that it's 6 meter. Okay, consider this as a question in which you're asked to find the height of the tower. Okay, so let's do this. So here we have drawn all that is there. Okay, we know we have two triangles, again the same approach. There is this one big triangle, common side, this smaller triangle, common side. Okay, so we're going to make sure in both the triangles, whichever ratio we take, we keep the common side as an important thing in both, is included in both ratios. So I'm going to take in triangle ABC to begin with. I have tan theta is equal to AB by BC, that's equal to H by 4. Okay, so tan theta is equal to H by 4. That's my first equation. In triangle ABD, what do I get? In triangle ABD, I get tan of what? Tan of 90 minus theta. Basically tan B, right? Tan of 90 minus theta is equal to AB by BD. So tan of 90 minus theta is equal to AB is H by BD is 9. Okay. Can someone tell me where do I go from this? Okay. Where do I go from this? I have tan theta here and I have tan of 90 minus theta here. What is tan of 90 minus theta? What am I going to do with this? Anyone has any insights? G, go ahead.
Sir, we have tan theta. Theta is h by 4, sir. So in the second equation, tan is equal to 90 minus h, man.
No, G, this is not multiply. I cannot put anything here. I don't know what theta is. This is a function, no, G. Tan theta is a function. I cannot substitute value here. I don't know what theta is. I have no idea what theta is. Anyone seeing something which you're familiar with? Anyone seeing any other thing you're familiar with? Come on, guys. Again, Riza only. Okay, Manish. Riza, go ahead. You only tell.
Sir, I was thinking that tan 90 minus theta is cot
Yes.
theta, sir.
Perfect. Okay. So tan 90 minus theta, we know is cot theta. Complementary angles. This will become cot theta is equal to h by 9. How many of us following this? Tan 90 minus theta is equal to cot theta, right? This is an identity which we have learned. Tan 90 minus theta is equal to cot theta. Cot theta is equal to h by 9. Now cot theta is what? Now cot theta is what? Cot theta is basically 1 by tan theta. Okay. Cot theta is 1 by tan theta is equal to h by 9. Okay. Yeah, this one you can write reason, since tan 90 minus theta is equal to cot theta. Okay. That's the reason here. Since it's proof, it will be good to write reasons. Okay. So in place of cot theta, you're writing 1 by tan theta. Okay. It's the reciprocal of tan theta. Tan theta you already have from here, from equation 1. So what is it? What do you get right now? Let me draw a partition here. This should be written below. Okay, not right sideways how I'm writing. Okay. So you have 1 by h by 4 is equal to h by 9. Okay. It's basically 4 by h is equal to h by 9. Cross multiplying 4 into 9 is equal to h square. H square is equal to 36. I'm going to take root. Obviously the positive root, because we're talking about height here, is equal to root over 36. So h is equal to 6 meter. Therefore, height of the tower is 6 meter, hence proved. Yeah. Simple question, this one. Again, I did the same thing. I took the two triangles which we were dealing with. I made sure that we were keeping this particular common side in both the ratios which we were taking. Once we did that, we just used some maths, some trigonometry in complementary and trigonometric formulas, trigonometric relationships that we knew from before, and we were able to get here. After that, it was just algebra. Yeah. So that was question number 16 for us. I'll give you guys a minute to copy things down. Give me a fist if I in the chat box how you're feeling about this particular question, right? You get a fist if I in the chat box how you're feeling about this question and whether you feel you'll be able to do questions like this yourself or not.